Hello again, world. As I approach 1,000 rounds on this Staccato P4 HD or whatever the hell it's called, figured I'd just film myself crossing that barrier. 1,000 rounds is not enough to form a cogent opinion on a gun, but frankly, right now, I don't think many people have much more than that at this point. So I'll just go ahead and give you my thoughts on the gun. I'm not an outstanding pistol shooter right now. There's been times in my life where I've been a fucking awesome pistol shooter, but right now is not one of them. This isn't a holster for the gun. This is a T-Rex like Glock holster that sort of happened to fit. I was cool enough to get this gun like basically the instant it came out. I was also cool enough to get them to mail me, like ship when I bought it, the fucking optics plate. I was not cool enough to get a holster. People seem to have holsters for them, and I guess, I mean, Staccato sells them, and I fucking bought one, but it never came. So that's cool. So yeah, here we are with the wrong holster for the gun. I'm just gonna shoot and kind of talk about what I've observed with the gun so far, and you can take that for what it's worth, which is nothing. I want my timer though, because that's what I get for my life being a fucking mess. But anyway, here we go. 280 shit, right? Struggled on the draw. I threw one the second round, high left, whatever. Okay, like I said, I'm not fucking great right now. I'll talk to you about the trigger a little bit right now. This is from a Glock person's perspective. You know, everybody comes from somewhere. I'm a Glock person. So I'm not like a Glock guy, I guess. I shoot Glocks, like that's the gun I shoot. This trigger to me, I know Series 80, my Series 80, it really feels like it just wants you to go faster. And that's why probably the second rounds were just like, woo. Also, like, my grip sucks. Everything fucking sucks. I fucking suck, whatever. By the way, that was 268, so, like, bad, right? I like stock Glock triggers, okay? I like the reset, and if you're a non-shitty shooter, you can get over the, like, weird pseudo double action feel of them. This trigger, being a single action Series 80, definitely like feels better. I own and shoot plenty of 1911s. I'm not like a 1911 guy. Normally I could kind of take or leave it. Like, I like how I shoot my Glock. I shoot my Glock fast. It makes me feel good. But this is great. Like, this trigger's fucking phenomenal coming from a Glock. The reset's great. The pull is great. If you're pulling it super slow, you're gonna get that like Series 80 creep and start to, you know, feel claustrophobic, or at least I do. But like, frankly, if you're shooting the gun with a purpose, you know, the Series 80 thing doesn't fucking matter. Like, that's something somebody who, you know, sits there next to their fucking computer and like plays with the trigger all day, like, they might notice that, but you're actually shooting, so you're not gonna fucking care. Maybe I'll put some footage of me actually shooting this thing well in here. But 3 bill drills, 4 misses. Wow, fucking dick. I will tell you, when I first got this thing, I thought it was going to be cool because it was plug and play. Like, it had Glocks and allegedly the RMR direct mounts to it or whatever. That's not really the fucking case at all. It doesn't direct mount to it. You need a fucking plate, so that's fucking annoying. Glock mags thing is cool though. It takes Glock mags. Like, my issue, if I had one actual complaint with Glocks, is that I don't like how the magazines eject, because they don't. They just fall out, and it's like plastic on plastic, and they kind of drag. On these things, even with the slide back, I'll show you, right, empty gun. This is my test. I flip it over, the mag bumps out. Glocks don't do that, or at least mine don't. So I like that. That's a cool thing for me. The reloads feel much faster. I have an issue because I have shitty grip, because I grew up shooting Gen 3s, and I'm a lefty, so I used to just power stroke the thing. Now I have a problem where my support hand is like wrapped around the fucking slide and frame and shit, covering the slide release. This gun doesn't have that problem. It's all shrouded up in here. I've only done it once or twice. They also moved the slide release backwards, which I thought was going to be a bad thing. It's not. So that's cool. The ambi safeties, awesome. Like the lefty safety isn't abridged, which is huge because fucking every gun I have ever touched that has an ambi safety has an abridged lefty safety, and it's like, cool. And it's not really ambi, is it? You know, I can shoot it like a normal gun. I can shoot it like I shot my 320. 320 meme. So let me do another L build drill here, and then we'll talk about recoil. Recoil is interesting on this gun. The force behind it is that like slow 1911 push, but it feels faster like a Glock 19. Like it feels like the reciprocation's quick. So I do like that. I didn't do a good job of explaining this. It has the slide speed and quickness of something like a Glock 19 or another striker fired pistol that's compact, but it doesn't have that cracky, snappy ending to it. It has a very soft 1911-like end to its recoil cycle. It's a very strange feeling gun. This rear sight thing, I thought this whole like shit was like stupid. You know, you see people do it to Glocks, and I thought it was dumb. I realized kind of the benefit of this, and I don't know if anybody really views it this way, but I certainly do, is that yes, you have a rear sight blocking your RMR or whatever, your Haro Sun, but you still have access, like between your eyes and the glass. You can still see that dot being projected there, whereas if the rear sight's back here, yes, you're gaining an inch and a half or whatever of sight radius on your fucking compact pistol. Who cares? But you still have access to that glass, so the dot's still going to be projected and you can still see it. That's cool if you're like me and you're a bad shooter and sometimes you get sight focused. Let's do some one reload ones for a second, right? That's an old classic, right? We're doing all the easy flat range shit that we all love. We all pretend we don't just sit here and do. Terrible recovery on that reload. 359. Also, it's a pretty slow time. All right, my 320 still kind of kicks my ass with this thing, but I have a femoral artery. Don't we all? Very sad. Very sad. We did a good one in 3.32, so not really. But I'm gonna tell you this thing that I noticed about this gun. This spot right here, like as soon as I got it, just playing with it, owie, ow, 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 ow. It pinches, like right here pinches, right on in here. And normally, like that doesn't, like stuff like that, people are like, oh, my hot spot, you know, the G10 on my whatever hurts my thing or whatever, you know, whatever. Anyway, yeah, it was giving me blood blisters, so I was like, that's kind of fucking lame. It just stopped abruptly. I think, I don't know, so like my hand just fucking got used to the way it is. Beaver tail's great on this gun. You can get a pretty high grip. I kind of wish there was more of an undercut here. Big old fat grip, so it reminds me of like a 226. We get that nice hourglass shape. Ooh, sexy. No, what do you call it? What do you call that thing? Grip safety. No grip safety. I've never had an issue with grip safeties. I actually kind of like them, but a lot of people don't. So, you know, it is what it is. C's or misses. C's or misses where I come from. We post targets or whatever. You've probably been wondering, Holland, how'd you get so much worse at shooting after a fucking year? Weren't you shooting? And the thing is that I wasn't shooting. And that is what it is. You know, life gets in the way. I did shoot like 25,000 rounds of 308 though. That's very cool. 218. That's fine for me. That's probably bad for you, right? Because you're better than me. I don't know. Yeah, so like the reset's not as hard as a Glock, but it just begs you to go faster, this gun. And you will outrun your headlights with it if you're like me and you suck. Because I do this on every fucking gun. The muzzle dip when the gun's settling. I think that's my wrists or girl wrists problem, but it seems really pronounced on this gun, and I don't exactly know why. You know what I mean? See that? That's probably a me problem. Heyo, I got a phone call, so I had to wrap up, but I'll conclude with my observations on the gun's reliability. It has not been super reliable, and that's really the only problem with it. I like almost everything else about the gun. I love how it shoots. I want to shoot it more. The gun definitely needs to be kept lube. I've noticed it functions far better when it is like dripping wet. But to me, I'm getting with 124 grain ammo, just generic ball, kind of whatever I got kicking around. I am getting about the reliability I would expect for the break-in period on a gun with a large compensator on it. So think like my Glock 19s with the KKMs. For me, I was looking for the reliability of an uncompensated gun with sort of the feel of a compensated gun, and it certainly does have an extremely soft recoil impulse, but the reliability just isn't there yet. I have not noticed a substantial difference between types of magazine that I'm feeding it, so stock Glock, Magpul Glock, or the magazines it came with. It seems like just every 100 rounds or so, regardless of the mag that's in it, when its time is up, it's going to have one of these weird stovepipes that I'll put another picture of here. I'm only 1,000 rounds in. Generally, I like to have about 3,000 to 6,000 on a pistol before I really come to a conclusion on whether or not it's reliable, so we will see what the future holds.